Ancient alchemy, red mercury, gold, garlic, and a mirror, so let's talk about it. Red mercury and gold isn't the key element behind the ancient technology of these advanced architecture. As we can see here, red mercury is repelled by garlic and attracted by gold magnetically. When a mirror is placed beside it, colorless in the mirror, it has no reflection. It gives off free energy, overheats the metals that it comes in contact with. Is it vampire blood? Well, no, it's red mercury. The whole vampire blood repelled by garlic and them having no reflection makes a little bit more sense now.
aka red mercury. It has no reflection when you hold it in a mirror. And that's due to what the mirror is made out of. Now you see this tube that he's holding here was from 1818. They're trying to tell us that it doesn't exist. Our government has went above and beyond out of its way to suppress any information on this element, red mercury. They're saying there's no element with the name red mercury. Now, I don't believe that's true. I believe it's tied to free energy, and that's why they're suppressing the information on it. We find it in old radios. We find it in old TV sets. I just showed you it right there in a cylinder from 1818. Why are they suppressing this information? Well, we know Fact Check admitted in an open court when they got sued that they are nothing more than an opinion. They're not a fact. They are an opinion. And they use Fact Check to discredit people's research. They use Fact Check to discredit the alternative media. Anyone that has a narrative that they don't want out there, or an opinion, we're not allowed to have them no more opinions, right? Red mercury, there's definitely normal mercury that is the color red. That's a fact. So you can't debate that. Look into cinnabar, which is created in its purest form. It's red. Now, garlic will repel it. Gold attracts it. Check this out.
Red mercury. The media just couldn't get enough of it. Apparently, this supposed mystical substance had the power to shrink nuclear weapons while making them exponentially more destructive. Crazy, right? I mean, most people believe it's pure fiction. But get this. There's been some serious research done on this very subject. We're talking about tons of funding and all sorts of studies aimed at creating dinky bombs. See, a typical thermonuclear device requires a ridiculous amount of crazy hard-to-get nuclear materials or big old explosives surrounding a bunch of tritium deuterium that then sets off the plutonium core. But with red mercury, well, who knows what could happen. Oh my goodness, can you even believe it? The idea that someone could create a portable nuclear weapon that could be smuggled across borders. Who even came up with that wild notion? Apparently, there was a growing desire for nuclear warheads among world powers and terrorist organizations, leading to complete hoax. Can you believe it? There's absolutely no proof that this mythical substance even exists. Even so, there are still some folks out there who firmly believe in red mercury, even going so far as to say it's a key ingredient in nuclear weaponry. One of the most prominent voices in this camp is that of Sam Cohen, who played a role in developing atomic bombs during World War II and later designed the neutron bomb.
I don't want to sound melodramatic, but red mercury is real and it is terrifying. I think it is part of a terrorist weapon that potentially spells the end of organized society.
According to Cohen, red mercury has the power to create a super deadly fission bomb that could fit in your hand, be totally undetectable, and unleash a slew of unrelenting radiation capable of wiping out tons of stuff within a half mile. With a veteran scientist like Cohen throwing his weight behind it, it's not totally insane to think that red mercury could actually exist. So there's this British physicist named Dr. Frank Barnaby, who's supposedly an expert on terrorism. And get this, he went all the way to Russia with some folks to check out this substance called red mercury. Apparently they found this weird mixture of mercury and antimony that had a reddish color. But they didn't see any proof of it being used for weapons or anything. Now, there were a couple of documentaries made by a British channel that claimed to have some pretty insane evidence about red mercury being a thing. But as far as we know, none of it's been proven. If those documentaries are accurate, though, there's got to be some groups out there who are working super hard to keep it under wraps and away from the public. Crazy stuff. There is a strange theory going around that red mercury might not have been a new substance after all, but just a code name for lithium-6. It has been suggested that the use of red was symbolic of the communism prevalent in Russia. Some have even speculated that the entire red mercury saga may have been nothing more than a facade, a means of deception within the intelligence war. With Western spy networks gaining ground in Soviet territories, the concept of red mercury offered a perfect distraction. Even though Western spies sent reports about research being done on red mercury, these attempts were useless. Despite no tangible results, the research continued to garner attention from Western spies. Thus, the project was prolonged as a means of observing and enticing the spies. The New York Times investigative journalist C.J. Chivers has blown the lid off a most nefarious scheme with his compelling piece entitled The Doomsday Scam. In it, Chivers states definitively that the oft-discussed and hotly contested red mercury is nothing more than an urban legend, a myth that false sellers use to swindle unsuspecting buyers of chemical compounds. This elixir, which is made out to be a cure-all for any criminal's need, has long been peddled on the black market, gaining a wide following among the easily duped. Even the terrorist organization ISIS counts itself among the interested parties. One thing is for sure, red mercury is the go-to for arms traffickers who crave a substance with limitless capabilities. There have been rumors about red mercury being connected to some really scary incidents, and some people believe that warlords and even governments have paid huge amounts of money for it. But as far as we know, those were all just scams. The crazy thing is that one of the biggest reasons people think red mercury is real is that the government says it's not.